And I fucking went in the bathroom and I fucking put a half a tab of acid in my ass. All right, so tell me about your connection to the Russian mafia.
Yeah, so if I had to, I'd have to kill you. Next
Excellent.
question, please.
Anyway, so egg salad.
Yeah. Tell me about this egg salad. Weinickus tried to do it. He didn't do a good job. So let's see, LC.
Some people aren't ready for the egg salad pill. You know what I mean?
Well, apparently someone on Twitter told me today that I need to go follow some rabbit holes, sent me down some riddles. So I'm here for the truth, LC. Give it to me.
All right, so what are the main ingredients in egg salad?
I don't know. It's eggs and what, like mayonnaise or something?
Yes, eggs and mayonnaise, right?
Okay.
Now, what are the main ingredients in mayonnaise?
Okay, see, it's eggs and something else, right?
It's eggs and oil.
Okay. So what's the conspiracy?
So listen, it's not a conspiracy. This is the truth. This is the egg salad pill.
Okay. It's just eggs. It's eggs all the way down.
It's essentially just chunky mayo.
Chunky mayo. Ew. That's disgusting. I never want to eat egg salad again. Chunky mayo. Oh, that's goddamn. Yo, how gnarly. Actually, I can't even say that with life. I was gonna say how bad can I get on the pod, but because I know it's your pod and we can get as crazy, but I realized that I probably shouldn't say that aloud anyways. So let's keep it going, LC.
You can say whatever you want, bro.
I know, but I'll tell the story off air. That's an off air story.
If it's an off-air egg salad story, I can only imagine.
Well, it's a mayo story, so it gets pretty bad.
Yo, talking about an off-air mayo story. So this for anybody who regularly listens to this podcast, this episode is going to be pretty much non-informative. So if that's what you're looking for, maybe check out something
LC,
else.
Wait, hold on. I need to do some brand PR here, brand management. No, he's right. It's all about edutainment, guys. We're going to make you laugh, and along the way, you'll hopefully figure out what the hell we're talking about. And if you don't get it, re-listen and get back to the books.
So an off-air mayonnaise story. I don't have a mayonnaise story, but I have. You know what funny bones are?
Like in your elbow?
No. Like the same people that make I don't know, bro. It's like a Twinkie with peanut butter in it instead of cream.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is, but continue.
Jesus. Blink 3 times if you need help. So Funny Bones, they're made by like Drake's or whatever that company is that makes like devil dogs and is that like a New England thing? Am I fucking way out of my depth?
Dude, yeah. You're literally speaking like Chinese to me.
What?
Like,
dude, you know what a devil dog is?
Have no clue.
Oh, it's like chocolate devil's food cake with
the only thing I think I know that you might know is like tasty cakes. I think that's from the East Coast, right?
Are those like the corn muffin top things?
No, they're like the black ones with the filled white cream and the swirls on top and shit.
A whoopie pie? What?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Pastries. We're talking about pastries on a Bitcoin podcast, bro. We're about to.
Bro, this is loosely Bitcoin. Loosely.
Yeah, that's what I'm into now, dude. That's why. See, LC, you've had the niche along the way, and me and Weinickus are biting your steeds. So we're gonna ride on your coattails and amplify this lane, bro. This is the right lane. I think all the other Bitcoin podcasts are losing it with their lanes, dude. Who wants to get serious the whole time? Let's
There's
talk some
plenty
shit,
of shit to
LC.
get out. This is how I look at it. There's way more people out there that have podcasts that know way more about Bitcoin than I do. So why am I going to try to pontificate about Bitcoin in some profound way that is going to make me look like a retard? Why don't I just talk about the things that I know?
Facts.
So anyway, this one time with a funny bone.
Yeah. Back to the funny bone.
So a funny bone's like a chocolate Twinkie, but it's filled with peanut butter cream, right?
Oh, interesting.
Anyway, I'll mail you some funny bones, bro. Anyway, I came home one day from work. I was living in an apartment by myself. I came home one day from work and it was already dark outside. And I went in the cabinet and I grabbed a funny bone and I sat down on the couch and I started watching TV. And it came in a package of 2. So I ate one. And I was like, yo, this tastes mad weird. I was wicked stoned, right? And so I got like halfway through the second one. I was like, yo, something's up. So I turned on the light in the living room and it literally looked like it had a fur coat on it. It was growing so much mold. And I ate 1.5 before I realized that the package was
did you get
fucked.
sick?
No, bro.
You got an iron stomach. I forget you're backcountry like that. You've been eating possums and shit.
Well, I mean, I would probably drank, I don't know, a quart of vodka that night and a 12-pack on top of.
Yeah, nothing's gonna live in there.
No, bro, nothing was living in my stomach at that time. My stomach contents at that time in my life consisted of like vodka, raspberries. You ever drink those fucking abortions? Oh my god.
I don't think so.
No. Oh, dude, they're
I
deadly. I don't even know if they still make them because I haven't drank in like 6 years. But Bud Light used to make these things called raspberries, and they were in a tiny little can, but they were like 9 or 12% or something ridiculous.
Okay.
And they just tasted like raspberry Kool-Aid. So you could smash like an 18-pack and not realize that you were like blackout drunk. So yeah, my stomach consisted of like vodka, raspberries, Oxycontin, and whatever I happened to eat for food that day.
And a hot pocket.
Yo, the craziest thing is, dude, right? I was like a straight up junkie for like 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Like I went to work and shit. I went to work. Like I always had a job and I went to work and shit, but like I was a junkie. And dude, in 10 years of being a junkie, I never got a cold. I never got the flu. I never got sick ever. Like I washed once in a while and all I did was like share straws and snort drugs with people and I never got sick.
Yeah, what was that? Didn't you say that you shared like you saw someone share like Hep C needles right before your eyes and you were like the commitment that guy took where he just like literally didn't care. He's like, hey, I got Hep C. And you said like, the guy's like, yeah, no, it's okay. Like jab me, bro. You're like, what?
Yep. In a grocery store parking lot, bro. In a grocery store parking lot. I never used needles. I was never a needle guy. They like, ever since I was a kid, when I was a kid, I had brain surgery, right? And
wow.
They like drilled a hole in my skull and like put a camera in my head and shit.
Heavy. So that makes sense. LC got a lobotomy when he was a kid. I hope you guys are following along back there, audience.
So if you want to be a professional shit poster and a memer, you pretty much need a lobotomy. Just letting anybody know.
I can concur.
So yeah, when they did that, the nurse that like put my IV in was like in training and they missed my vein like, I don't know, 20 times or something.
Oh.
So ever since then, like even as a grown adult, like I cannot get blood taken. I can't do needles. I can do tattoos, but I cannot do like medical needles.
Yeah.
And so like when I was getting high all the time, like it was never even an idea to me. Like no matter how sick I got to be like, yo, hit me with that needle. I was like, fuck no. I don't care if I'm fucking puking my guts out. I'm not doing it. But yeah, I saw 2 dudes in a car. Like we were in the car together. I was in the back seat and we just copped. And only one dude had a needle, and he fucking got high, and he pulled the needle out of his arm, and the dude was like, "Yo, let me get that," and he was like, "Bro, I got Hep C," and he's like, "I don't give a fuck." He literally took the needle and just wiped it on his sweatshirt and stuck it in his arm, bro.
Yo, that's so gnarly.
Crazy, dude. I actually got clean with that kid that gave himself Hep C. He doesn't have Hep C anymore now. He went through like a bunch of treatment when we got clean. He's got like 6 years clean now.
No way! Wow,
Crazy,
that's
bro.
amazing. That's a good. Hey, that's an underdog hero story right there.
Yeah, bro. Now he works in he like, I don't know. He like works in an emergency room, like getting people into treatment when they're heroin addicts. It's fucking crazy.
Oh wow.
I was like, good for you, bro. I can't do
Yeah, for real.
that. Not for me. But yeah, bro. I've like, I don't know. Shishi busts me all the time, and he's like, "Yo, you should fucking write a book." I'm like, "Nah, bro. My life ain't that interesting. I just done a lot of dumb shit." It's cool though. Like
Wow.
when I was like late teens, right? I feel like when any of us, like me, you, Winekiss, most of the dudes that are in the Memetards, like we're all like the same personality type.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're that personality type, when you're like getting to the end of high school, you're like, yo, at some point in my life, I just want to be able to like sit down with my boys and have like mad sick stories to tell. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I want to have some shit
yeah.
happen to me.
Yeah, I feel that. Dude, I'm like having deja vu. Have we had this conversation before? Like, I swear we've said this before.
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm just this high. I swear I've like I swear I've dreamed this exact moment before, dude. I'm not tripping. But dude, no, I agree with you. I think about it all the time, dude. Like, imagine us, because I like you said, I'm guessing we all grew up the same way and we were all doing a bunch of mischievous, retarded shit. And like, I'm so glad that we got to do what we did right outside of the social media age, but grow up and be young enough to like be a part of the social media age and like capitalize on what we're doing right now. But like, man, I'm so glad that I'm not the kids now, because all the shit I did as a kid, imagine all the shit you did as a kid being on social media, like being recorded on all these platforms. Like, our lives would be so fucked. But
Bro, I
like,
would have
it's
went to
tight
jail.
for us now. Yeah, we'd be so fucked. But it's tight for us because like we did all that crazy shit. And the kids nowadays, like, we're like literally old guys now. We're like, dude, you don't know how it was back in the day. Like, you think this shit's cool. Like, we were fucking causing ruckus. And you guys can't do that because you guys have fucking everyone narking on themselves. Like, sucks to be you. But it's just crazy. I'm glad we we're older. We're the old heads instead of these young guys that don't know what the fuck happened before this dystopian world we're living in.
It's crazy like how much it's changed too, because
It
I was
is,
talking to
dude.
somebody about it who's younger than me, and I was like, bro, like you don't even understand what it's like to tell your boys or like your girlfriend, right? You're like leaving school and you're telling your girlfriend, like, oh, I'll talk to you tonight. Make sure you call me after 7 so it's free nights.
Right? Right?
You know what I mean?
For
Like talk for
real.
10 minutes after school and you're like, yo, I gotta go. Listen, I got like 500 minutes left. I gotta go.
Hearing the AIM AOL sound while you try to go hit the fucking first chat rooms, you're like, yo, I'm gonna get some bitches, like they're like fucking 12 years old, like, yeah, dude, like, what's up, girls? How you doing? Just perving on chicks on AIM, dude. Like, shit was lit.
Having your first MySpace, bro, with like the moving background and it played music when you went on your page.
Right? Dude, I slept on MySpace. I've always been the like, I guess now I realize it's the contrarian shit, but like back then it was like, nah, dude, like that shit's corny. All these fucking like all the kids think it's cool. Like, I don't need a MySpace. I'm too cool for that shit. And then like I found it when it was dead, and I'm like, yo, MySpace is actually lit. Like, what the fuck was I talking about? Like this shit's fucking dope. Like, but like no one was on it anymore. Everyone's on like Twitter and Instagram. I'm like fucking like literally when everyone leaves the platform, I'm like, oh wait, like this shit's actually radical. Like the ultimate hipster. Like, no, this shit's cool because it's cool. And like when everyone leaves, I'm like, wait, no, this tech's actually dope.
I actually, dude, believe it or not, before finding Bitcoin Twitter, I had been off of social media for 5 years. All social media.
Completely off.
Completely off.
Were you even a person then?
I had a Facebook before I quit doing heroin, and then I deleted my Facebook when I got clean, and didn't have another social media account until I found Bitcoin Twitter.
So how'd you get on Twitter then?
Wall Street Bets, I think.
The like meme account?
Yeah, but like on Reddit.
Oh, really?
So
no
like
way, you're a Redditor.
I was like I was on Reddit like a little bit early 2020, and then I saw people like posting screenshots and shit from Twitter, and I was like, yo, Twitter looks pretty lit. I thought it was for old people.
Wait, so you only been in Bitcoin since 2020? Or that's just when you found Twitter?
No, yeah.
2020. That's lit, dude.
Yeah, I had bought some
coming in strong,
17.
Dude. Okay.
But I didn't buy it. I was working with a guy. I've told this story before, but I was working with a guy and he was like, yo, I'm gonna buy this Bitcoin stuff. And I was like, whatever. And I gave him $1,000 in like mid 2017. And he was like buying it for both of us, and I haven't seen him since around that time, probably.
Did you get that coin or what?
No, bro.
Let's go, dude. Everyone's a scam. LC's learning lessons right off the bat. Everyone's a scammer, and not your keys, not your Bitcoin. Let's go.
For real, bro. Yo, actually, you know how I started, like, how I got serious about buying Bitcoin? So I was trading stocks on Robinhood.
Yeah, dude, like I swear you told me this, but right now it's like I consider you like the ultimate DJ and Twitter like shit poster. And now you're telling me you were a Redditor and you were fucking, what did you just say? I'm blanking, dude. But
2020.
Yeah, that, and you just said something else.
Robinhood.
Rewind. Yeah, Robinhood. Robinhood trader and a Redditor. Guys, we still like LC. Holy shit. No, dude,
you know what it's proof of, bro? Is anybody can become a Bitcoiner. Anybody can change.
Exactly. Literally, dude. And I concur. Like, Bitcoin changes you, you don't change Bitcoin. It's the same old meme, bro. But that's that's tight, dude. Coming in strong. I'm a fan. Is it kosher now to bring up fucking scat memes, or is that like in your background now, bro?
No. Listen.
Are you mature now or what?
No, not at all. I posted one like a week ago. So we'll hold on. We'll circle back to that. So
all right.
So it's 2020. I'm trading stocks on Robinhood. I go to Florida to see my sister-in-law, and I'm walking through the airport. And when I was in high school, I was this dude in high school that was like, I was friends with like every clique of people, but I didn't like have a clique.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just kind of floated between like crowds.
Yeah. Had a few good friends, but
in
every crowd.
Exactly. Which usually equated to invited to every party. So there was this kid in high school that everybody used to pick on, but I fucking hate bullies, right? I hate people that pick on people. So I don't want to say I used to defend the kid, but I like when I was there and shit would happen to him, I'd be like, listen, fuck off, leave him alone. So anyway, I'm sitting in the airport, right? We're coming home from Florida, and this dude's walking through the airport in fur coat in Florida with a Louis Vuitton bag and two like models with him. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? Right? I'm like sitting there waiting for my plane. I'm like flipping through stocks on Robinhood. And he walks up, yo, it's this kid that used to get picked on. So right after we graduated high school, 2000, I don't even know what class I was because I didn't graduate, but yo, this dude bought like a fucking assload of Bitcoin.
No way.
I went to a trade school and he was in electronics, and he bought a bunch of Bitcoin, and he started like a podcast before podcasts were a thing. like in his basement. And yo, dude's fucking baller rich. Baller
No
rich.
way. He's
Baller
the guy
rich.
walking through the airport in a fur coat with 2 bitches.
Yes. I'm like, what are
Let's
you
go.
doing, bro? He's like, oh, I'm gonna hop on my private jet. We're going to France for a couple of weeks. I'm like,
Let's
what?
go.
He's like, yeah, bro. Listen, I bought a bunch of Bitcoin after high school, and like, yeah. I was like, get the fuck
Let's
out of
go.
here, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what's up.
And I
Yo, that's what's
instantly
up.
sold all my shit. You know what I mean? Bought Bitcoin.
Yo, hey, did you see my tweet? I did like someone, so I did that article for Citadel 21 and it posted a tweet that I kind of sourced the information from. And one of the tweets came back up after like 2 years basically, or maybe even longer. And it was by John_Hodl on Twitter. And the tweet was basically, or the question that I tweeted was like, what's the best way to spread Bitcoin? And the response was basically on the lines of like, hodl, get rich, and then like live the lifestyle so that your friends ask you like, yo, how the fuck did you do that shit? Because I want to live the life that you're doing. And like your example, your story is literally that. And it's just like, it's that, I swear that's the way to fucking do it. But your friend's a baller, yo. Like, what's up with him? You still in touch with him?
I talk to him every once in a while. He comes back to town and like, I don't know. He hits me up every once in a while on Twitter. But
That's
yo,
funny.
it's fucking wild, bro. I still can't believe it. Like he posts pictures and shit from like all kinds of weird ass countries with models like wearing. He looks like he's in a rap video, bro. You got to understand, this dude was like, we were juniors in high school, and he was like 5'4", 90 pounds, and he wore glasses.
Oh yeah.
He was like the stereotypical nerd. You were like, this this dude's either gonna like cure cancer or he's gonna like bring a machine gun to a shopping mall. Like there's no in between.
I like the range. I think, yeah, I've said it before. When I'm just like fully sovereign, like we like to say, I'm gonna be wilding out, bro. Like can't wait till LC is like doing my MTV Cribs and we're just like wilding. We're just like, hey, yo, America, this is Optimus Field living. We in the Citadels, baby. It's like, yo, he's wilding. Like, what's going on with him? Like, I'm gonna be Jason Lowry, like with fucking ounces of cocaine, not just like a little baby line. You know what I'm saying?
It's always snowing here, baby.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man, I swear, like that's the best way. Look, we're living in such a weird time, bro. Like, it's so weird. You have to like toe the line or else you get canceled. And to have a bunch of rich motherfuckers that don't give a fuck that are wilding, like we're walking into the greatest era ever. Like I can't wait till all our friends are just straight up wilding, like just doing shit where you're like, yo, you see the shit LC just did on Twitter? And we're all just like, yeah, bro. It's like, I'm gonna one up that motherfucker. Like, I don't know how, but like I need to make a scene too. Like this motherfucker crazy.
Yeah, bro. You know how I see myself like when Bitcoin moons, right? I have like this, and I'm curious to see if you had like actually you just described it to me. That's how you see yourself like when you're unfathomably rich, right? You know how I see myself when that time comes? You know who Aaron Lewis is?
Aaron Lewis. I don't think I do. I might, but it's not ringing a bell.
All right, so Aaron Lewis was once upon a time was the lead singer of Stained, and now he's like out on his own. He's like his career blew up all over again, but now he does like kind of like country music, sort of.
Okay.
But he calls himself a northern redneck, and he has like a tank and like a big military like deuce and a half dump truck, and like just owns mad land and like just hunts on his land and kills animals and drives these big like climate destroying fucking vehicles.
Like the modern day Ted Nugent.
Yes, exactly.
Let's go.
That's how I see myself. You know, just mad guns, like tanks.
Cut off sleeves on $500 shirts.
Yeah, right. Like a $2,000 flannel with the sleeves cut off.
Let's go. Yeah, I endorse that message. No, but yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, it's like you gotta look at it this way. This is kind of how I look at it. I know we kind of try to downplay number go up and all that shit. But like the whole idea of fucking having the best money in the world is to literally live out your dreams. So like if you can fucking turn whatever you have into a fucking small treasure chest, dude, yeah, like I'm gonna be wilding out for a little bit. Like I'm gonna be living some dreams that I just like had tucked back in there, you know, and then once I get it out of my system, like I'll be a responsible human. But like, let's
Yeah,
fucking live life a little bit, guys. Like, come on, this shit's all going to hell. I'm not trying to be like the nihilist, telling you to be like, yo, go fucking bang hookers and snort cocaine, but like, live a little bit, guys. Like, hey, dude, let's try to live a little bit, you know, like let's do some dope ass shit. Like the way I see it is like I'm starting to realize, like last night's show on kindergarten, we did shaping the narrative, and like I'm starting to realize that, you know, not everyone is going to get orange pilled by serious Bitcoin talk, and so we're going to need like actual personalities out here that are just capturing people's attention, but with the first principles to bring them into the show. You know, like people can talk shit on American Hotto all they want, but like he was fucking entertaining for all of us, you know, and he made the stack more. And so like I feel these fucking personalities are going to keep flourishing as number keeps going up. And like I think it's good for Bitcoin. You know, people can talk shit and be like, oh, you know, like you're there's a lot more noise in signal and you're downgrading the signal. And it's like, whatever, dude. Like, if people want to find your message, they will find you, you know, we'll send you to the fucking intellectuals doing, you know, thesis papers in study halls for you. But if you just want to stack sats and enjoy life, bro, like, there's the memers out there that are going to fucking show you, like, how to live some life. So, like, I think there's more to like your buddy that's out there balling. Like, yeah, dude, like LC, yeah, fucking, you see, I'm in a meat coat. You see my bitches? Like, yeah, this Bitcoin did this to me, bro. Like, this was Bitcoin, dog. Like, you know, like, and I don't want to, again, you know, I have to think of all the narratives. Like, oh, you know, Optimus is giving the shitcoiner shill of gains and all that. It's like, no, dude, like, Bitcoin is a lifestyle, bro. Like, stacking sats is a lifestyle. So, like, are we going to show that this is a better lifestyle, you know, as we live the life, or are we just going to talk about it on the internet? And it's like, to me, like, let's fucking live life, bro. Let's start doing some dope shit. Like, and you start claiming that, yeah, like, yeah, I'm a proud ass Bitcoiner. This is what got me here. Like, I know we're worried about OPSEC, but I think, dude, like, we're the me and you, like, you're out here just fucking doing porn scat memes. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm living my life. I got my farm out here, like my family. I'm chilling. I got my money. Like, I got what I need. What was that tweet you said yesterday? Like, or is this week? It's something about like, it was about money. You said something
like
an
introspective one.
Yeah. It was like the random LC like signal for, you know, like what you said instead of just like talking shit and then like your privacy shit. It was like, yo, like, here's some life shit. Cause that's, you know, like, I know you've lived some life and it seeps out through your timeline every once in a while. And what you said, like, I resonated with that, you know, like, as much as I'm not content with my life, you know, like I have a sense of zen in my life, and it's like I'm grateful for everything I have. And I think being grateful for the shit you have brings even more shit in your life. And if you take shit for granted, you're gonna be miserable either way. So like, it's not the money that's gonna make you happy. Like, money makes your life better, but like, what's the other cliche? You know, money just amplifies who you are. And so like, if you're a shitty person, money's not going to make your life better. You're just going to be a rich, shitty person. But like, if you're a great fucking person and you got charisma and you enjoy life, like you fucking really love living. Like, here, I'll say it. I've said this on Twitter and I'll say it again on your podcast, bro. Like, I am a fan of life. I will never commit suicide, no matter how fucking dark it gets. Like, I am a fan of living because all I think in the universe there is life. Like, I don't believe in death. I think all there is in life, and you better make the best of this fucking moment because like, you're alive now for a very specific reason at a very specific time. And you don't want to take that shit for granted. Like, this is the greatest time to be a fucking human, and I want to capitalize on that because I don't want to move backwards. Like I believe in reincarnation in a certain way, and I believe like life is like GTA, bro. Like you got to unlock levels. Like there's levels to this shit. Like
Life
there
is like
is.
GTA. I love
Bro,
it.
facts though. Like life is a video game, bro, and most of the people aren't fucking playing it like that. Like, and I'm not trying to like say that like to take life lightly. I'm saying like to have fun and enjoy life, but like this is like whether you believe in simulation theory or not. Like I don't really believe in simulation theory, but it holds some truth to it. Like it does feel like we're in a fucking video game that like you're supposed to level up and transcend, so like I look at this life as like, yo, I'm trying to fucking level up. Like I'm trying to be like Gandhi, like Jesus type shit, like I'm trying to be an ascended being. Whether that's true or not, I don't fucking know, but I'm trying to live this life to the like utmost of my ability and transcend the third dimension. And part of that is fucking wilding out and being like, yo, how the fuck is this guy doing what he's doing? And it's like, I'm just in tune with the nature, baby. Like I'm in tune with the frequencies. Like get on my level. Like you can do it too. The same shit. Like again, like I'm not really religious, but I really fucking resonate with like the idea of Jesus, of a man that came here and literally time itself bent around this one person. And it's like, to me, that's fucking amazing. Like I want that type of impact on the earth. Whether I'll do that or not, most likely not. But I feel like that's what we're here to do, is to transcend that shit. And part of that is like enjoying life. And dude, we have Bitcoin. Like to me, that's the fucking most amazing shit ever. And I know people like look at me like I'm a number go up fanboy because I'm like, yo, like let the privacy dudes do what they do. Let number go up, do what it do. Let adoption do what it does. Like it's all good for Bitcoin. It doesn't mean that we don't have to try and like work at this shit, but like I'm just like naively optimistic about life. I'm like, yo, put in the effort, put in the work, and life rewards you, bro. Like, we need more people that are like, yo, I'm gonna put in the work. Like, Terrence McKenna, right? LC.
No.
He's like he's a famous psychonaut, like a psychedelic teacher, I guess you would call it. Terrence McKenna. And he's got this famous saying. He's really like I kind of followed him for a while, and he's got like this famous psychedelic technique. It's called like taking the heroic dose. And what you do is you get a bunch of mushrooms, and you take at least 5 grams of mushrooms
Jesus
at one time.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, you take 5 to 7 grams. They call it a heroic dose. So what you do is you take 5 to 7 grams around sunset. So as the sun's setting, so when the mushrooms start hitting you, it's dark. And then you lock yourself in a fucking dark room and you just kind of meditate and let your thoughts go where you go. And literally, like, I ain't fucking telling you like lies. I've done this. You fucking transcend into fucking different dimensions. Like it's fucking beyond me. So you like, there's more to life than this 3 dimension. And I don't know what it is, but Terrence McKenna's got the saying where he says something on the lines like, the secret of life is here. Actually, let me see if I can look it up real quick. But I'm a huge fan of Terrence McKenna, and this quote it's about like facing life and like jumping and taking the risk, and like we say in Bitcoin, like risk it for the biscuit. And so like you kind of have to go out on the ledge sometimes. Hold on, I gotta switch to another computer. One of my computers, it's an old iMac. It's like dying on me, but somehow it's still working. 1 second. I'm ranting.
I have a whole new level of respect for you. Anybody that can eat that much mushrooms.
Well, see, that's the thing, dude. So like, as you can tell, I talk a lot of shit, but I'm also kind of like, I feel like I'm on to some shit. Like, and I'm trying to spread it to everyone. And I don't know what the full message is yet, but like, I know Bitcoin's a part of it. And I know that we have the secrets to it. It's just like, how do we vocalize the message so that it's clear and people get it? But here's the quote that Terrence McKenna says, and I'll hopefully be able to wrap it back up. But obviously, I'll miss some things. But Terrence McKenna has this quote, and he goes, "Nature loves courage. You make the commitment, and nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream, and the world will not grind you under; it will lift you up. this is the trick. This is what all these teachers and philosophers who really counted, who really touched the alchemical gold, this is what they understood. This is the shamanic dance in the waterfall. This is how magic is done, by hurling yourself into the abyss and discovering it's a feather bed. So that's the whole shit that, like, look, I've done that where you eat a heroic dose and you sit in a fucking dark room and you blast off, bro. Like, it's not for the weak of mind. Like, I feel like I go crazy every fucking time, but like, it's part of the process. And I haven't done it in a few years because, like you said, dude, like, it's nothing to play with. Like, it terrifies me. Like, it's no joke, bro. Like, it's fucking, but it's like, it's real shit. But it's also like, I think it's our right as a human, like as man, you know, as the stoned ape theory, like we wouldn't be here without the mushroom. And I think it's our right to understand that there's more to this life than just the cosmos. And I don't know if I'm on that level, but I'm a fucking student of life, you know? And so, like, you gotta fucking take that risk. And I don't know, man. Like, I don't know where we started, how I got here, but that sparked some good shit. Hopefully the listeners like that, because I forget where it went. I hope I can bring it back around, but I don't know. What's your thoughts, LC? Like, this is your podcast.
I'm terrified of mushrooms personally.
Really? Continue. Like, how much have you done?
I've probably taken mushrooms, I don't know, 150 times.
What's your dosage normally?
And I've probably had 2 good experiences out of 150.
How do you do them though? Like, what's like? I was just asking, like, what, like, how do you do mushrooms, like, on average? Like, what's your technique,
I mean, I've done them.
I guess.
I've done them probably every way you can do them. I don't know. I've put them in a blender with orange juice. Actually, usually the dust.
Well,
out of the
I think it's more. I guess I'm more. What I'm asking is, like, what is your mentality when you go in?
Just want to have a good time. But they're never a good time, bro.
All right,
let me tell you about the last 2 times I did
that's
mushrooms.
That's where you're going wrong, bro.
Let me tell you about the last 2 times I did mushrooms.
All right, that.
So the second to last time I did mushrooms, I was at a music festival.
Okay.
And I ate the mushrooms.
Okay.
They were, for anybody who's a mushroom connoisseur, they were penis envies, which you should never eat an entire eighth of.
Lies.
And I like sat down on a picnic. I got them. Like, we got there. I bought them from a vendor. Because I always used to go to these weird music festivals. There was this one particular one in Maine called Freedom Fest that was like literally just like 20-foot toe behind trailers full of weed. And you could buy it by the pound and people weighed it out on like fish scales. Yeah.
What?
So some of the people sold mushrooms too. And yeah, so I bought an eighth of fucking penis envy mushrooms and I ate the eighth and I sat down on a table and I don't know. 20 minutes later or something, I was like, yo, I was with my boy, right? And I'm like, yo, let's walk.
Yeah.
So I got up off the table and I took like 6 steps and my vision from the outside, like for like my peripheral vision, started going black. And it went black all the way to the middle and I could feel my feet walking, but I couldn't see anything.
Wow. Wait, so it went black from your peripherals into the middle.
Yeah.
Completely black. Amazing.
Completely black, like sliding doors closing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I like fell to the ground and he came back and he like walked by me because he was tripping balls. and he like came back and he's like, yo, you all right, bro? I'm like, yeah. And he like picked me up off the ground and I like stood up and I opened my eyes and the whole world was black and white. And I was like,
whoa, that's wild.
So I walked like another 20 feet and my legs went out from underneath me. And I like was laying on the ground and I couldn't get up. And he like got me up to my feet and like got his arm underneath my armpit. And I opened my eyes and everything was black and white again. And he like dragged me like 50 yards to his truck and laid me. You know, we were high, right? Because we were in a grass field and he took a piece of AstroTurf out of the back of his truck to lay me on. And I just laid there, bro, for like fucking hours. And dude, some lady like a couple tents down was having a bad trip and she just kept screaming at the top of her lungs
Oh
like
my
bloody
god.
murder, bro.
Yo, that sounds horrible. Like it's all bad, bro.
Not a
Can
good
I?
time.
Can I? Yeah, that's all bad. Here, tell me your other story, and then I'll psychoanalyze your trip. I'll psycho not analyze your trip.
All right. And then the last time, which was probably 7 years ago, I'd say somewhere around there. Me and my boy are hanging out at his apartment and we got some mushrooms. And I used to buy mushrooms off this old Indian Native American dude.
Let's go.
So we bought a quarter off of him and he looked me dead in my face. Dude looked like Squanto. He was like 60 years old. He was like 7 feet tall. And he was like, do not eat this whole bag between the two of you. And we were like,
my god, how much did he give you? How much did he give you?
a quarter. And we were like,
oh god, okay.
We were like, okay. And we
That's
left.
like an eighth each, right?
Yeah. So we split it into an eighth each. We did exactly what he told us not to do. And
yeah, I would have too. I probably would have too.
And so we started watching. You ever watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yeah. Never on mushrooms,
That's a throwback for the youngsters.
Yeah, exactly.
So we put on Aqua Teen Hunger Force, like the movie, and we watched the whole movie, right? Tripping nuts. Watched the whole movie. End of the movie, right? I remember. End of movie, credits roll. I'm like, yo, I got to take a piss. I stood up off his couch, and that's the last thing I remember. And I opened up my eyes, and my boy was like 3 inches from my nose.
What?
And he was like, oh, good, you're alive. I was like, what? He's like, bro, you got up to take a piss, and like your whole body went rigid and you fell back onto my couch and you just laid there and didn't move for the last 20 minutes. I was like, what? And then for like the next 2 hours, bro, all I could say was what? And I don't know. He kept asking me like, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know. And then he asked me where I lived and I didn't know. And like, I didn't know anything. Like my brain was just broken, bro. Broken.
That's crazy.
So me and mushrooms don't get along.
That's never happened. Yeah, it seems.
I love LSD.
Yeah. I mean, so do I. I definitely do too. But I don't know. I kind of like mushrooms a little more. Like heroic doses to me is like my thing. Like I kind of, because maybe the difference is like when I do those big doses, when I do like an eighth plus, like I don't really do that and just like go to hang out with my friends type shit. like yeah, if I eat that much, like I tell you, I do like more of like my own thing. I'm more on like a shamanic vibe where I'm at home like meditating and doing stretches and like just seeing where my thoughts go and like, you know, just like seeing where the hallucination goes, like see where the ride goes. It's more like a religious experience, I guess you would say, than like I'm just going to get high. But I also like eat mushrooms all the time with my friends that eat like, you know, half like a what do you call it? Half eighth and just like go around and go fucking surfing and just chill and just like have a groovy day and go look at all the views and it's just like super mellow. But I mean, then when I was doing a bunch of acid for a few years, I'd like pop a half tab and go to the bars and just like go pick up chicks and just have a fucking epic ass night. Yes. And they're like, wait, you're on acid? I'm like, yeah. They're like, really? You seem sober. I'm like, yeah, I'm frying balls. This is an amazing night. Like, what's up, guys?
Here's a perfect question for my podcast. Have you ever put acid in your ass?
I have not. I think you were telling me about this. I was like, what? No, I haven't, but I'm intrigued. Continue. What's the difference? I'm really know. Guys, what's your warning or whatever, like PSA, I am not into butt stuff, guys. Let's do this. Like, let's do this now. No, like chick tries to put like a finger near my ass. I'm like, yo, like get out of here. Like what's like no. Like that's not kosher. But continue. I'm interested because I can tell you a good story about some butt stuff that my friends do. That's fucking ridiculously hilarious. But you go first.
It's not much of a story, bro. I don't even know if this is really I don't know if this is the kind of story I want to record and like send out to the world permanently.
I mean, why not? I pretty much destroyed my rep on Twitter. Like, I don't really care at this point. I'm like full bore. Let's just make people laugh. Have a good time. Fuck it. What do we got to lose, bro? Like, they can't cancel my bank account.
It was
like the only thing I'm really worried about is, you know, like what my family is gonna like potentially feel and go through. But it's like, hey, like I could go off and do my own thing if you don't want me around. Always living. But no, what's the difference? Have you done it?
Yeah, I did it once.
Is it like it hits you quicker or higher? Like
way harder.
Really? Quicker?
I had a summer.
It lasted long?
I had a summer.
I had a summer where I did things I don't want to talk about it.
I'm pretty much an open book,
party at Cancun.
I'm pretty much an open book,
bro. Exactly. And you're scared about talking about butt stuff on your podcast. Not going to make it, LC. Not going to make it.
So I had a summer where I did like, I don't even know, probably 300 or 400 hits of acid in the span of a couple of months.
You said you had like a book, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've had books and Bibles over the years, but that particular summer, I was working in a warehouse. My best friend was also working in that warehouse, and he was a rock climber. He had a friend at the gym whose dad used to work for some branch of the government, and he was a chemist, and he used to make like legit LSD.
Oh wow, tight.
And we used to buy it from his kid.
Oh, tight.
And yeah, so that summer I probably did, I don't know, 300 or 400 hits of acid. I was doing it. I was doing it like every other day. I was high all the time. It got to the point where I would like take them at work. Right? I was taking them at work and driving forklifts and shit, bro. It got dangerous.
Nice. Yeah, I had a similar summer. Not as much as you, but I was definitely like I probably took like 50 tabs that summer, and I was just like eating half tabs and going to work, microdosing like every day, all day, every weekend eating. I don't know. I'd like to like eat half tabs, and so I'd eat half tabs and like go out hang with my friends, and like when the first wave would come in, I'd eat another half tabs, and then I'd kind of do that until like 4 or 5, like 5.5 tabs, and I'd just be like, oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, I'm on a different dimension, guys.
Yes,
but
LSD by far was my favorite experience. But yeah, I don't know. We were doing it a bunch all the time, and I was homeless. You just
started putting in your butt.
Well, so I was homeless, essentially homeless. I mean, that friend of mine that was a rock climber, his parents were like loaded, and so I lived in a tent in their backyard for like I don't even know, like 8 months or some shit, and we were doing it all the time. And one night, he had 1 tab left, and I had nothing. And fucking dude that had it wasn't answering the phone, and I was like, "Yo, it's Friday, and it's like 6." You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we gonna do? And he was like, "Well, we could each take half," and he cut it in half and put half in his mouth. And I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be right back." And I fucking went in the bathroom and I fucking put a half a tab acid in my ass. Listen, there's like scientific reason behind it. All right, it's not like
that's where my next question was going. Like, how is that your first thought? You're like, yep, I'm sticking on my ass.
So
not gonna hit me strong enough. I need to get fucked up.
Here comes big brain LC for a second. So
okay, let's go.
The circulatory system in the body.
Okay.
When you ingest something in your mouth, it goes into your stomach, gets absorbed into your bloodstream. It goes through your liver and your kidneys before it reaches your brain.
Filtered.
Yeah. So you only get like 70%, or what is it? 70% of it gets filtered out, or some shit like that.
Oh, so you're getting more drugs.
So the membrane of your rectum is after your liver and your kidneys in the circulatory system. So when it gets absorbed into your bloodstream there, it goes right to your heart and to your brain.
Heavy.
That there was like there's like chicks that have died from like putting vodka soaked tampons in their cunt and shit.
Oh my God.
It's because you skip what filters out the poison. Alcohol is crazy dangerous that way. You can like die from like a half a bottle of wine. Crazy dangerous.
Wow. But half a bottle of wine up your ass is a good picture. Good mental picture.
I knew this, so in knowing this, I was like, "Yo, we're gonna see if it's true." Go find out tonight.
What's the name? Don't trust, verify.
That's right. And can confirm. It definitely is much heavier.
Oh my God. Well, how about the Collar Pleb podcast listeners can come back to us with some field research and tell us how their experiences have been.
This is health advice.
This is health and financial advice. But yeah, okay. So the story that you triggered, that is probably just as bad as the one I wasn't going to tell you. I'm going to tell you off air. But since we're on the topic of butt stuff, and this is with my boy LC, I might as well drop a hilarious story as well. So guys, I know what you're going to think. I am preemptively saying this because I know what you guys are going to say, and I'm going to get roasted on Twitter, but it is what it is. I have never done this. I've seen this happen once, and it blew my fucking mind. So my friends, my friends like to partake in the Bolivian skiing powder from time to time, and so they're a wonderful batch of degenerates, if you know what I mean. And shit gets led to another. There's parties and shit's actually, I think it was just like the homies hanging around having a good night, getting fucked up.
That makes it a little weirder.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. And I'm like, all right. So long story short, like I hang out with my friends, like I think it was like the night after or some shit, and they're telling me what the fuck they did the night before, and they have this bike pump, and I'm like, what? Like they're all laughing about the bike pump. Like, all right, like okay, whatever, dude. Like for sure.
I didn't know where this is going.
Yeah, exactly. And then the story gets brought up of what they were doing last night. And they were basically doing key bumps with the bike pump, and they were shoving it up their ass, and the other dude was bike pumping it up their ass. So they're gonna bump up their ass, and it was like 7 dudes just getting fucked up doing a bag. And I'm like, that's like the gayest shit I've ever heard. And they're like, yo, it was fucking hilarious. I'm like, whatever you say, bro. And it kind of turned into a theme where they would do it every once in a while. And I'm like, what the fuck is actually happening? So guys,
it is like,
I guess LC's onto something.
It is like this fucking episode's a dumpster fire.
You preemptively warned them.
That is true. Have you ever smoked cocaine?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. So
Oh, gee, damn, there goes the rep.
Those who don't know,
I can neither deny nor confirm that statement. LC, my lawyer will have a field day.
Those who don't know, the first time you smoke cocaine, it sounds a lot like a freight train going through your brain. Like there's a very distinct ringing sound. And you're not sure if your heart's gonna explode. It's much like that. Much like that when you boof cocaine.
Word.
Just a heads up. This is why I got clean, Optimus. You know what I mean? This is the way that I lived, bro. You know what I mean? Like listen, I remember smoking cocaine for the first time, right? This dude, like this old head, taught me how to like cook it up in a bottle cap and like skim the oil with a penny.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is like an old rap album, dude. We're like giving the kids game, bro. Like
right.
This is all bad. This is all bad.
bro, I like literally smoked that shit for the first time. I like hit the pipe. That shit happened to me. And I was like, yo, can I use your bathroom? And I went in the bathroom, dude, and I threw up so hard. I swear to God, my
Oh.
asshole touched the back of my throat. And I literally walked out of the bathroom and I was like, yo, pack me another one. You know what I mean? Like there was me and my boys used to joke, right? That junkies are the only people who like you'll hear like, hey, did you hear Bobby overdosed? And you were like, no shit. Yo, where did he get that? You know, does the dude have any more? Like he just did it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do it right.
I'm better. I know how to do this stuff. Oh shit.
That's the kind of degenerate I was. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember getting way back, right? I was, oh my God, I was probably 17. And like I grew up around bikers, right? Okay. And this like old head was like, he sold me some what the fuck were those called? Black Beauties. I don't know if you ever done Black Beauties. Those are like, that's way throwback.
It sounds like familiar, but I'm
90s
blanking.
Probably. But it's essentially speed.
Okay.
And he was like, listen,
I'm not much of a speed demon.
He was like, listen, only take one.
LG takes two.
I took three. And it was a really bad mistake. But I was always like, that's the dude I was. I could never just take one. I could never just like, never. Like it always had to be like, I had to be completely wrecked. Wrecked.
Yeah. I kind of feel you. I usually am like a little timid up front. Like I dip my toes in, and once I know it's safe, it's like, all right, see you when I'm back. Like let's hope I don't cause too much destruction now, because I know this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, bro. That's how I got down, and I lived through it, which was absolutely fucking insane when I look back at it now. Like all the crazy shit that I did and crazy places I went and shit I got away with. And like, it blows my mind to look back at it now and think that I lived through it all. But it is what it is. And like, I'm glad I did it. Cause like, I always had that. I truly believe that had I not had that time in my life, like you believe, like I believe, right? Like everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So
or at least like I learned from everything. Whether it had to happen, I don't know, but I'm learning from it.
Right. But it happening taught you something that you wouldn't have learned otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I dated my wife in high school.
Okay.
We broke up when I was a senior, and I went on this insane rip for like 10 years. And then like literally fate, like we ran into each other, and like we went out on one date, and then we were dating, and 6 months later we got married.
Oh, we could like, oh, see, I didn't take you for a romantic too.
Yo, it was crazy though, right? Because everything happens for a reason. And I truly believe that. Like I went on that crazy rip for 10 years, bro. By the time we got married, like someday me and you will meet in person, right? And I will show you the pictures from my wedding, and you'll be like, that is not the same person.
Wow.
Like I was 6'1", 132 pounds, 128 pounds. I had a size 28 jeans. I was like wasting away, bro. And I married my wife, and my wife got me into treatment and helped me get clean. And like, yo, I have everything I've ever dreamed of having now. Like I have a family, and I have land and shit. But I don't think I would have been able to have that if I didn't have those 10 years to feel like I like ripped and ran. You know what I mean? Like live my life and wild out and like did all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
I feel like the dudes that have like midlife crises and shit are the dudes that like never get to experience that. They feel like they missed something.
Yep.
I don't feel like I missed anything. I feel like I'm lucky. I feel like I'm really grateful that I was like, I like lived through it all so I could have what I have.
Dude, I feel you, bro. 100%. Like I have that thought all the time. I'm so grateful for like still being here. Like I had that like I guess egotistical thought of like, yeah, I'm gonna be like cool kid that fucking doesn't make it past the 27 club. Like that's my fate, bro. Like that's how cool I am, bro. I'm gonna be like the great ones. And like I never honestly thought I'd be this old. And now that I'm this old, I'm like, yo, I'm so glad I did everything I did and lived through everything I've lived through. And like I'm still here and I'm still young and I have all these experiences and I don't have like, I don't have like a fucking kid with like some chick I don't like, well, knock on wood. Hopefully there's not one out there that I don't know about.
I'm not doing 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'm in a good position and I'm like, man, I just like, I'm so excited for this next phase of my life, dude. Like, I think this next portion of all of our lives, like you and me, like hearing your story, it's like, I'm getting like a real redemptive quality from it. And maybe that's low key why I'm like, you're like, besides the fact that you're hilarious. And I think you're fucking one of the funniest dudes out there. Like we're literally the same person, dude, So like, it's weird how the internet works, but I'm just like, man, I'm just so grateful to be where I am now. And man, the next fucking phase of my life till I become an old man, like God willing and making good choices. Like, I think this next portion of our lives is going to be so fucking good. And I'm so looking forward to it. I'm so excited for it that like, yeah, I might wild out a little bit, but like, I think we're going to be making some moves, dude. Like, I really do believe, like, I'm so grateful for like the pleb network that we've somehow built out. And I just can't like wait to see it flourish and it become like a known thing. And we have like these connections all around the world that we're able to fucking do the shit that we dreamed of doing when we were kids and we're making it a reality. And like, fuck what any government dystopian politician says about it. Like, they can't tell us what to do anymore. And like, I had to stop today, dude. I know you'd agree with me, but like, it blows my mind that people still find any legitimacy in any institution right now. Like, to me, they're clowns. Like, when I see anything on TV from the news, I think of like the Dave Chappelle skits where he's like the black president and they're like making fun of the news, and it's like, well,
Yes.
the world's going to end and, there's such thing as aliens. Like, say what's up to my homie Bibby. And it's like they have Mos Def as like the ghetto interpreter. Like, that's kind of how I view like us. Like, I view us as Mos Def in that skit where like Dave Chappelle's the president and Mos Def is his ghetto street interpreter. And like, that's what we do as memers. It's like, we interpret the message so that like the average dude who doesn't want to really put too much effort can get it. We're speaking in their language. And it's like, I think that this next time of our lives is going to be the fucking best time. And I'm just fucking grateful to be here. And we've been through so much and just the little stories I've heard, I'm sure there's way more that we can talk about. It's like, yo, I think like you and I and a few of our other friends are like, the few in Bitcoin that have kind of like real life experience, kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
even though I know I can have more, like, I feel I'm kind of boxed in and I'm very naive in certain areas, but like, I feel like I have, a different life experience than most people have had. And like, I know that you have as well. And I see a lot of our Bitcoin friends and like, I can tell that, like I still love them, but a lot of them are like computer kids, and they're not really as street savvy. And I don't consider myself to be the most like street savvy person ever, but like I understand more than the average person, you know what I mean? But like I feel a lot of people don't have those life experiences, and like here we are where we're like, yo, like, all right, we may talk a lot of shit. I know we sound crazy. I know we're telling you some stories that are scaring you, but like there's a few things you can learn from us degenerate memers over here. Like we've done a few things, been around the block.
Life experiences. Listen, bro, we're only here. Like, this is like my big thing that I don't understand, and it is kind of what inspired that post about money that I made, right? That, like, I mean, what my wife said to me when I wanted to go all in on Bitcoin, I think will always stick with me. And like, I remember my wife has never said no to me for like anything I've ever wanted to like spend money on or go somewhere ever in the entire time we've been together, right? But I still have like this mentality in my head of like, I don't know, like I'm like nervous, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like I kind of like I want to do this, like I hope I ask right, like some weird shit that's like hardwired into me. And I told her, I was like, listen, I want to liquidate all of our money and buy Bitcoin. And she looked me dead in the eyes and she was like, listen, we started with nothing. Like, if at the end of it we have nothing, like, we've already been there. Like, we already know what it is. Like, we come from nothing. Like, my wife comes from, I come from pretty much nothing. My wife comes from absolutely nothing. Like, she grew up in like borderline crack house. She was like the only family member that made it out and isn't a disaster. Like, she comes from nothing. She was like, listen, we both have had nothing. Like, I've been homeless. Like, she's like, yeah, at the end of it, if we have nothing, like, we had fun along the way. And I was like, hell yeah. Like, let's fucking go. Like, let's do it. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Like, people get so serious and like people get so lost, like looking. I had this mentor, right, that used to say this thing to me that and a lot of people don't like the word God, right? But like, I don't really give a fuck what anybody likes. So he used to say to me all the time, like, you go around searching for something to fill a God-sized hole inside of you, and nothing is going to fill that hole. Like, nothing's going to fill that hole except like you were talking about, like a spiritual awakening, like becoming in touch with the world around you, like realizing that like where you end and the next thing begins is just a physical barrier, that everything is one.
Yep.
And like, I see so many people like running around like, oh, this is gonna moon and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna hustle this and I'm gonna make this much money. And it's like, I got a friend in the Bitcoin space that I've made who is an owner of like a really prominent company that makes a boatload of money. And he's like mid-20s. And I'm like, bro, don't you think you've made enough money? Like, why don't you enjoy life? Like, you're 25, bro, and like kudos to you for being at where you're at 25. But like at 25, bro, I was like eating rolls and going to the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, live a little bit. And like, I don't know. I think people miss the point, man. Like, there's like an old backwoods saying, right? Like, you never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. Like, all the money you can make and all that shit's never gonna make you. If you're not happy without the money, all the money in the world isn't gonna make you happy. Like, you need to find some shit that makes you happy, and money can enhance that, right? It can enhance your happiness, but money cannot bring you happiness. Money can bring you comfort. Money can bring you exotic things, but that's not, and they may bring you what you think is happiness, but that's joy. That's not happiness. Happiness is a deep rooted thing that comes from inside of you. There's nothing outside of you that can make you feel that way. And people just don't fucking see that. And it's like, you guys all, you run around talking about all this crazy shit. And it's like, I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to make all this money. It's like, I feel my heart goes out to them because I know what they don't know, that like all that money ain't going to make you feel better. Like, I got clean, right? I remember getting clean. And like the first year I was clean, I got this baller ass job. And I was like a subcontractor for a huge fucking company. And I made 10 G's in a week. And it was the most money that I had ever gotten in like one check.
Yeah.
And I remember like cashing it, bro, and being mad disappointed because like, I don't know what I expected, but I expected not that. Like, I expected to feel something from like, I had chased money my whole life up to that point. Right. And like, I chased money all that time. And like, I finally hit this point where I got this big ass check. And I was like, yo, I fucking made it. And I was like, I don't feel any better.
Right.
Like it felt exactly like when I was on a run. I was like, all right, like when am I going to get the next check? Like it would have been if 10 grand's cool, but 12 grand would have been really cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden I
Yeah.
realized that dude that had told me that was absolutely fucking right. That like that wasn't going to fix what I was trying to fix. Like the only way to fix that is to like look inside. And that shit ain't easy and it ain't for the fucking faint of heart. Like
Yeah.
it it takes a special kind of fucking person to be able to really sit down and look inside yourself. And if you're listening to this and you don't think that's true, I highly challenge you to fucking put your phone down, don't turn on the TV, be outside and just sit with yourself for 15 minutes. If you can't make it 15 minutes sitting with yourself, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Dude, even if you do know, like, there's times where, like, you know, I try to meditate at times, but I haven't done it lately. And even when I do it, like, you know, I 10 minutes feels like forever. So like, even if you do it and you sit there, you'll sit there and be like, it'll be 12 minutes. You're like, oh, that's 15 minutes for sure. You can't even hit 15 minutes. You're like, oh shit. All right. Like, my mind, I can't turn that shit off. It's crazy.
Yeah. And the only way people like the character type of people like you and me have that thing where I'm gonna describe this and you're gonna say exactly. I guarantee it. I can be sitting in a room and you can be talking to me and I don't hear a fucking word that comes out of your mouth because it's so loud inside my head.
Yeah.
There is always something going through my mind. Always.
Yep.
I could be watching TV. I could be like, I was never the dude that could like shut the TV off and go to sleep. I'm the dude that falls asleep with the TV on because my brain won't shut up enough for me to fall asleep. So like,
I'm a little bit of both, dude. I'm both.
Like that thing, being able to get in touch with the world around you doesn't necessarily mean that you can like shut that off at will, but it means every once in a while you get to experience that being shut off.
Yeah.
And it's fucking glorious.
Agreed.
Just saying. If you haven't, if you haven't, Optimus, by the way, if you have not seen, there is a movie called Awake.
Awake. I don't know if I've seen that.
Okay, there's a movie called Awake. It's about this man named Yogananda.
I'm sort of familiar with Yogananda, but I'll watch it. I'll watch it tonight, actually.
Highly recommend, bro. It will blow your mind.
I bet.
That there's a dude who like you were talking about, like, dude, crazy shit. There's like videos of him. He would just like his heart would stop and he would stop breathing for like a fucking hour and then wake up.
Crazy.
Like the dude had incredible control over his like spirit and his body. And he talked about going to different planes and like, he was like, oh yeah, Jesus, like I know him. Like I've met his energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that is so
see,
cool.
I'm trying to get on that level, bro. Like I truly like, all right, so like I don't know, probably more than half of me believes like everything I've been saying and like you were saying about Yogananda. And then the other half of me, like I try to like rationalize it into like the worldview that we all collectively understand together. Like this is, you know, the most poppin' point of view of the world is like, you know, we're planet Earth and we have the science and here's the planets and like everything we know to be true as like scientific fact or what have you. But like the like base spiritual world, like it calls me more like it's way more interesting to me than like the physical matter shit. Like to me, I'm like, yo, like interdimensional travel sounds way more fun than just going to Mars. Like fuck Mars. Like Elon Musk's a dork. He just wants to go to Mars. Like I'm trying to go to the fucking fifth dimension and go hang out with light beings. Like we're not on the same level, bro. Like you don't get this shit. Like this is the shit that I think about. Like, yo, like what if I'm not just this body? And like literally, have I told you the story of the other? This is a good story, and it kind of relates with mushrooms and what I'm saying. Did you see my tweet storm about the other?
No.
Okay. So, like I told you, all right, this is my last mushroom trip. And it was so heavy. And now I'm like in a totally different plane. Now I'm, like I said, I'm kind of terrified to do it again because I'll tell you, it was intense. So I did what I told you. I did like the Terrence McKenna heroic dose. This was probably around, I don't remember. Was it like 2017 or like maybe like 2018, 2019, maybe? And I did that. I did what I told you guys earlier. Like it was around like 5 grams at sunset. I basically like saw the sun go down, smoked a little weed, went in my room in the dark and just like meditated and blasted off into different dimensions, basically. And I have like this psychedelic playlist with like a bunch of 60s counterculture psychedelic rock music. So it just like gets you in the fucking vibe and you're just like tripping balls. But anyways, it like literally like the cosmos opened up to me, dude. Like dead ass. You remember Beauty and the Beast?
Yes.
You know the scene where like she comes down in the dress and all the little fucking like house trinkets turn into real things and they start singing and dancing and like they usher in like the Beast and he's all dressed up and you know he like looks like a gentleman and like all the little fucking candles and cups and china is all dancing and they're doing like their little ballet dance. Well, like, dude, literally like the air molecules did that same exact shit where it turned into like a psychedelic rainbow spectrum, but it was like a Buddha. So it was just like every air particle was like a little mini Buddha and it was like alive and it was like vibrating in its place, but it was like alive telling me like, hey dude, like get excited, you're about to meet the king. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, have you ever seen the Alex Gray's art, the DMT artist? He does like these really cool art pieces and there's this one where it's like all eyes. It's like a web of eyes looking around you and you're like, it's basically like a representation of when you look out into the world, you're it's like, you know, God looking at itself. You're reflecting your own mind out into space and it's reflecting itself back at you. And so like that's the idea. Like you're the conscious being and around you just a bunch of eyes like looking back at you and waiting for signals of you know what you think it is. And so these mushrooms are hitting me, right? I'm listening to like I think it's like Grateful Dead. What's the song? Like I think it's called The Other Two. I forget. And it's like literally an 18-minute drum solo with like 2 minutes of like actual music. But it literally hits every time I hear the song and I do mushrooms, it like opens me up into the cosmos. So I'm listening to the song's peaking, I'm peaking, and like air molecules burst into life like it's fucking the Beauty and the Beast. And they're all like telling me, like, get excited. Like you're about to meet the king. And I'm sitting in like full lotus position, right? Like eyes closed, meditating, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm tripping, bro. Like air molecules are talking to me right now. Like, what the fuck? And it, like, it's in my brain and it's like, there's like actual dimensional space in my brain. Like if it's a real 3D plane, it was amazing, right? I'm like interacting with 3-dimensional beings. Like they're, I don't know. It's, I can't even explain it. I don't have the words to fully explain it. Yeah, I've been trying to, but I can't. But anyways, they like usher me in to see the king, quote unquote, right? And I like zoom into a different dimension and I see what I call the other. And this is like a concept I stole from Terrence McKenna. I don't know if it's the same other, but he has this idea of there's an other out there. It's like, I don't know how you explain it, but I think he's the supreme being overlord of planet Earth. And what I saw was like, think of like, I don't know how tall, but like 100-foot skyscraper, but it's 100-foot centipede king. And maybe even taller. Maybe it's like 1,000-foot centipede king, bro. And he is like the king of this dimension or something. I'm like, what the fuck is happening, bro? And I'm like asking this guy questions, right? I'm like, yo, like, am I tripping? He's like, still a human. Like, you're like, I am real. I am, you know, like telling me he is, like his name, his alien name or whatever, your extra dimensional name. I'm like, yo, I'm fucking frying. This is crazy. I'm like, I'm in a different dimension talking to the centipede king. Like, this is crazy. And I had just like, I don't know, a couple weeks before, had memorized my seed phrase to a Bitcoin wallet that I had, right? And I put like all my coin on this one Bitcoin wallet and I like remembered the seed phrase as like one of my secondary backups that like just in case my backups got messed up, I could remember it. I had like a pattern. Like I have a way to remember it. Like I can teach everyone how to do it. I think it's really simple to do it. But anyways, I'm sitting there, right? I'm super high. I'm talking to Centipede through like telekinesis, right? And my after the shock of like, whoa, what is going on? Like I can hear him slithering around my head. Like I'm literally in my room, like meditating, right? Like I think I'm laying down by this point. It sounds like there's centipedes like crawling around me, around my head, like literally hearing all this shit. I'm like, the centipede king's nuts. And he's telling me who he is. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? Right. And I'm trying to like ask him the truth about life and all this shit. And he tells me, and of course I understand all the secrets of the cosmos, but not forget. And one of the thoughts was like, hey, whoa, centipede, you can read my mind, right? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, dang, you can read my Bitcoin seed phrase, right? He's like, silly fucking human. Like, I don't care about your money. Like, you're an idiot. You're talking to like the master of your universe and you're worried about your money. Like, are you serious? And I was like, all right, never mind. Like, let's get back to where we were. But just that idea, just that idea of like, yo, like, this life's a fucking trip, man. And I can't explain it, but like there's more to this world, guys. And I don't know if we're doing a good job selling it, but maybe LC needs to do a heroic dose and get back to us.
Nope. Nope. I promised Jesus the last time that I did them that I would never do them again if he let me live.
Wow. Well, that's a big promise. I wouldn't break.
Yep.
But I feel like Jesus is kind of down with mushrooms.
He probably
but you
is.
But you promised him, so that's your fuck up.
I did. No, it's not my fuck up. I intend to
well,
hold that my whole life.
I agree. I condone it. I'm just saying you could have probably gotten away with not making that contractual verbal agreement with Jesus.
Listen, at the time, I was sure that was the only thing that was going to guarantee that I lived through the night. So,
well, bet. Hey, it is what it is. I like it, dude. A man that holds his word, rare these days.
Integrity, it's hard to come by.
Integrity Farms, is that where you're at?
So there's, what the fuck was I just gonna say too? You ever read Conversations with God?
No, you were telling me about that.
Bro, stop everything you're doing with your life.
Okay, all right.
I'm dead serious right now. As serious as I can be. Like we were just talking about, right? Life is short. This is all we are all marching towards death, right? Nobody gets extra time. Take the time out and read that book series or listen to it on Audible, whichever you have to do. But I'm fucking telling you that book series will change your life.
Okay.
It is everything we have talked about.
Okay.
It is literally this dude.
Was it Neil Donald Walsh, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Neil Donald Walsh. All right, I have it up here. I need to. It's not on Amazon right now, so I need to find it. Or maybe I can get it on my Audible. I've kind of become an Audible maximalist, guys. Like, I've been sleeping on Audible, and
I haven't used it.
I've been listening, dude. Honestly, like, all right, so I've kind of been sleeping on reading books lately. Like, I go in these cycles.
Kind of been sleeping on reading for like the last 15 years.
I know. So that's the thing, dude. Like, I go in these cycles where like there's times where I read a lot of books and, I can sit down and I just like enjoy sitting there and read. And then there's times when I'm just like on the go and I kind of can't just sit down and read, but just having like, instead of having podcasts in your ear, you're having like books talking to you the whole time. Like, I don't know, I can get through a lot more books now. And I'm like, yo, this is fucking tight. And I'm kind of really like, the sci-fi dystopian book Fahrenheit 451.
Yes.
I don't know, for some reason I have this weird connection. I've always loved the idea of like people being walking books. I probably don't really take that to its logical extent because I'm kind of a grump and I'm like, yeah, fuck you people. I don't really like people, but like the idea of people being walking books is like a really romantic idea, I think. But I get grumpy. I don't want to talk to people sometimes. Like, yeah, fuck your book. You're boring. Fuck it. Yeah. I got some ideas. I gotta get shit done.
You're a book, but you're in the dollar bin at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Your book fucking sucks. Dude, it's not your fault. Your book just sucks.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of been going over like back and forth lately with this idea. Like, sometimes throughout the day, I'm like so negligent to the people around me because like I have this like, I'm like working on a specific problem and like no one's talking about this problem. It's like, for instance, that's like a Bitcoiner. Like all you can think about is like Bitcoin. And when no one's talking about Bitcoin, you're like, these people suck. Like, I don't want to talk about this conversation. Like, this shit's boring. So like I'll be doing that, I'll be doing that normally. And people will be like talking to me about like, I don't know, anything, just like normal shit. You're like, oh yeah, I didn't see you yesterday, whatever. It's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, do you know that like Bitcoin changed the world? There's only 21 million. Like, you need to fucking get on like, like, like I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Like, get on my narrative. So like I get on these points where like I like even the people I love, like they'll be talking about shit. I'm like, dude, this shit is not important. Like, do you know that like we need to secure our food source right now? Like, do you know that Klaus Schwab and the fucking World Economic Forum like trying to take over your life? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you see that Netflix special? I'm like, dude, like get stoned and get on my level. Like, what's going on? Like, you guys suck. And I just like, never mind. I'm just not even gonna talk to you. So yeah, people are open books, and sometimes I'm like, close that shit, bitch. Talk about the Bitcoin standard. Dude, have you read Everyone's a Fucking Scammer yet? Dude, get on my level. The fuck?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. We need to listen. This is how it's gonna work. You're gonna listen to or read that book series, and then we're gonna do this again.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk about what you thought about it. I'm telling you, bro.
So definitely take notes. You want me to take notes and like?
You don't even have to. Like, I'm telling you, just by the way
you've
described, like the way you look at the world, you're gonna start listening to it, and you literally will not put it down until you finish all 3 books.
Wow. Okay, that's a big claim, but I like it.
100%.
All right. So my friend's been hipping me on. I don't know if you've read this one, but I've read like the first couple of chapters, and it's pretty fucking good. And it's kind of where all like the self-help shit stems from, but the book's fucking tight. Have you read Psychosomatics?
No.
Just read the first 2 chapters, 3 chapters, and like I haven't even read more than that. But it's kind of like on the same vein of like control your mind and like everything else will fall into place. There's a good line of like he says something along the lines like I never understood people that let bad thoughts play in their mind. He's like, I've always looked at my mind, my internal mind, like a projector. And you are, like you're the projectee, like you can project anything onto that mental projector. He's like, what kind of idiot would project bad thoughts on your own mental projector? And like just having little tidbits like that, it's like you've been talking about the same thing. It's like the whole thing we're doing here is unfucking our own brains. Like I'm starting to realize this, like all the comedy and all the shit talking we do is like on some Freudian shit, like therapeutic talk where like you got to unprogram yourself so that we can get back to like a pure source and start moving from that. Like, okay, I'm detoxed from all the Keynesian garbage and all the legacy media brainwashing, and now I can actually move forward like a real fucking human on planet Earth. Like it's gonna be a good life, but definitely gonna read this. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get on Audible.
So this dude Neil that wrote this book, right, was at a super low point in his life. If I remember it correctly, he was like considering suicide, and he like, I forget exactly like what the story is, but he essentially like sat down and was like ready to kill himself, and he heard God in his head. And God basically told him, I'm going to narrate some stuff to you and you're going to write it down. And he sat down for 3 years with legal pads and wrote down everything that God said to him. And he had like conversations with God. That's obviously conversations with God.
I'm jealous.
And he asked him every single question that somebody like me and you would want to ask God.
Interesting.
Dude, below like the whole first book is about the self. The whole second book is about other people, I think. And the third book is about like the world and geopolitics.
All right. So I'm on this website right now. It's cwg.org. And I think this is because I can't find this on Amazon. And you said,
what do you mean? I bought it on Kindle.
Okay, on Kindle.
Yeah, I have it on Kindle through Amazon, so it's got to be on Amazon. Hang on. I'm
Well,
looking right now.
it's not. It's saying there's a problem. They're not. Dude, the powers that be don't want me to get this book, LC.
For real,
No,
bro?
but
I'll be
I do
so upset.
I do have Audible, so maybe it's on Audible. Or I mean, I could also search like eBay and shit. So I got ways to get books, bro.
Oh, right here. What are you talking about? Audible audiobook, $0.
There you go. All right. Well, I just did Amazon, bro.
It's right here.
Audible.
Neil Donald Walsh, The Complete Conversations with God, an Uncommon Dialogue, books 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Let's go. Okay, I think I got it. But cool, yeah, send it to me so it's on my phone. All right,
bro,
well, cool.
I'm telling you, it's next level, bro. It is next level. Essentially, like the entire world is just God experiencing himself. Everything is happening at the same time.
I believe that. I already do believe it. All right, there's my book. All right,
there's no good and evil.
See, I do agree that I agree with that, and I heard you. I think it was the Spaces talking about that. So I let me listen to this, and then because I definitely would like to. I guess at this point I want to debate that, but maybe I need to get your perspective before we can even talk about that.
Yeah, it's the way that he like describes it. I can't even do it justice, but the way that he just like the first time I read it, like when I first got into that area of the book, and he's like, he said something about Hitler, and he's like, listen, like Hitler wasn't a bad guy. And I was like, whoa.
Hey, slow down, bro.
But the way he describes it, I'm like, yo, that is fucking like it's so crazy that it makes sense. Like there is no good and evil, there is no heaven and hell, there is no like none of that shit is what you think it is. Everything is God. We are all God. Like we are all just God choosing. God created this thing, but he can't experience this thing because this thing is him. So he created humans in order to go down and be able to experience different things that he wants to experience, different feelings.
Experience infinity. Hit him with it, LC.
So all the evil that you think, it's actually the person that the evil is happening to is a piece of God that wanted to experience those emotions and those feelings because it's part of his creation. He wants to experience all parts of his creation, bro. It is. I'm telling you can't put the book down.
Hey, LC. All right. I have one credit on my Audible, and I'm gonna buy The Complete Conversation with God. Because I was gonna buy another book, but this is the one. This is the one that was meant for me. But I fully agree with that. And just to go full circle, like, you know how I was saying about wilding out, bro. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, I say this to all the time of like, guys, like, you are God. And I know when I say that, people are like, yo, that's blasphemous. And it's like, no, like, you're God experiencing himself. Like your consciousness is just God looking at itself and being like, oh, look how cool I am. I'm LC, you know, like I'm taking this personality so I can experience what LC is, because in all of the infinite imagine being infinite. You can do everything and anything, but you're just infinite consciousness and you have no form. What do you think you're going to do? You're just sitting there on all of infinite time. Like, yo, I can do everything, but I can't do anything because I have no form. You're just consciousness. So you're like, yo, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to think myself into existence. And therefore, in all of infinity, every little physical aspect of infinity is me experiencing every aspect of infinity. And it's like, yo, that's a fucking thought, B. Like, yes. I'm trying to get back to that original thought of like being, you know, like I don't know if you're into philosophy at all, but I graduated college with a bachelor's in philosophy, and I think that's the only reason why I'm a Bitcoiner is because it taught me how to think. Like I should have picked a better major because I wanted to make money, but in hindsight, I picked the perfect major because it taught me how to think and it taught me to love thinking. Like philosophy is literally translated Greek word meaning the lover of wisdom. So like loving wisdom, the process of learning that's what philosophy taught me, and hence why I'm able to research and understand Bitcoin and have that like internal curiosity to learn it and seek truth. And so like we're just lovers of wisdom, bro. Like that's all we are. And we're here trying to experience the ultimate wisdom, which is that ultimate truth is that I am. And so I brought up philosophy because there's that theory in philosophy that I am, like it's Rene Descartes, I believe. If my memory is holding me to what I learned in college so many years back, if that college paid off for anything, I'm pretty sure it was Rene Descartes. And his famous saying is, I am that I am, or I think, therefore I am. And so, but he fucked up because he's thinking, oh, I am the thinker, the being that's thinking, therefore I am. It's like, no, the real truth is just that I am, like Eum, yes. I am. That's like the original name of God, I am.
Which
and
is
so like
a quote from Jesus.
Exactly. I am. And the so that it, yeah, go hit it with it, LC. Shit, I'm getting the shivers.
There's, yeah. And so you like get into that avenue of thinking, and then you look at things like the Gnostic texts.
Yeah, okay.
And you start looking at things like, I'm trying to remember exactly which book it is. I think it's the book of Thomas. That is just, it's nothing but quotes from Jesus, but they're not how they show up in the Bible. And it's older than the earliest printed Bible. So they believe that they're the actual quotes and that they were just changed to go into the Bible. But there's a lot of things like, the I am the Father. I am the Son. Mm-hmm. The only way to come to the Father is through me. He's talking about exactly what we're talking about. The only way through is in.
Yeah.
Like,
ooh,
I already
God
am.
Damn. Hit it with the horns, LC. Ooh.
I already am God.
I already am God. Exactly, dude. That's the whole thing about this is like unleashing the inner power. Like, and I've had that personal look. I have we go back and forth with the meme of like Bitcoin Zen. I didn't even create that, but I think it's such a powerful meme because it's like it encompasses everything I believe in life and everything you just said. It's like once you're able to relax and fucking take a breath and not be caught up in the rat race, and you're able to save your time, your energy, you're able to fucking take a breath and relax and look out into the world and look out from your own mental point of origin and not be caught up in all the narratives, and look out and be like, oh shit, okay, like wow, like take a breath, relax, like now what do I want to do? And once you get into that space of like, wow, I am a creator, like you are a co-creator in this reality.
Yes.
And fucking act like that shit. Like once you're able to take a breath and relax and you stack sats, you stay humble, your wealth goes up, you're able to fucking chill, you deprogram yourself and you sit there with yourself and you're like, shit, all right, wow, like what do I actually want to do? Like who do I want to be? What do I want out of life? And once you get to that moment, you're like, shit, all right, now I'm creating my reality. I'm co-creator in this reality. And this is when all the real magic happens. So like,
yes,
man, it's such a good place to be here. And it's, dude, like, it's crazy that we can have this conversation and we connected over scat memes. Like, like talk about God and all his infinite personalities. This shit's wild. You can't make this shit up. This shit's wild.
Exactly.
The greatest story ever told. Phew.
Yogananda actually wrote a book called The Secret Yoga of Jesus. And he talks about how
I feel like I kind of know that a little bit. Like,
yeah, he talks about how Jesus was a yogi. Like everybody misinterprets. Like that's what he was. Like he spent. Dude, they talk about his childhood. They talk about his middle age, but at the time in between, he spent in India, and he was learning to go within.
Yeah, he's a mystic. Have you had Koinikris on here yet?
He was the first person to ever come on the podcast.
Well, have him come back on and talk about this similar type stuff. Like send him this pod and have him listen to it and then be like, yo, Optimate. And actually it's live. Koinikris, come on the pod, talk about this. Cause dude, me and Koinikris have had these conversations off the air after Bitcoin Kindergarten, like years ago when it was literally just like me and Nick and like 3 other people. We'd be in Discord and everyone would go to sleep. That's like the original Bitcoin kindergarten crackhead hour, like how I hold spaces. I'll hold spaces for like 6 hours on Wednesday night, and I'm up till fucking bumfuck middle of the night. And so everyone else, I know everyone else is too. So like, but those things came out of what we were doing in Discord. And those times I would sit there with Coin Acres, and he would like drop gems like this on me too. And that's when I was like, I would consider myself still seeking and learning, but like I feel I have a way better grasp now on reality and life than I did back then. But he was dropping jewels on me, bro, and he helped me out. And like I love Coinmakers because I'll have these conversations with him like this, and it just blows my mind that, like, I keep saying it. We met on Bitcoin Twitter, and we all, like you said, we're all the same people. It's so fucking weird, dude. Like this Bitcoin Twitter shit's mind blowing. Like it's crazy to tell people like, yo, I have better friends on the internet than I have in real life. But like, what is wrong with you? Like, you have internet friends. Like, are you okay? Like, you don't understand. Like, I went on like a rant to one of my friends, like about like the Bitcoin pleb network. And like, basically what I did at the beginning of the show, and he like finally, cause I've been trying to low key orange pill like all my like cool, like base friends. They don't really get Bitcoin. They don't really get economics, but like they're solid people that I know, like if they get it, they will be Bitcoiners, you know? And so like I try to like low key hit them with like rants, and like I just like meme them all the time and just like go hard in the paint. And they're always like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like they don't get anything I'm saying, but then they'll like slowly start asking questions, right? And they'll like get the narratives, and you know, they'll come back after a while and they'll ask certain questions where you know they're listening. But like I hit them with this rant about like the pleb network and how like I was telling them, oh yeah, I was like, yo, all right, so like let's do a little surf trip in a couple weeks. Like I'm going to Miami. But like when I come back, let's do like a little camping trip for a little weekend getaway, and it'll be like a chill little trip. And but he's like, oh yeah, so you're going to Miami, and he's like, what are you doing out there again? And so I told him, you know, like I'm not even going to the conference. I'm just going to like chill with my homies, and like the way I explained it to him, like, dude, like the network that we've built is more valuable to me than the money I'm spending or the sats that we put into it. Like to me, you guys are like the fucking real deal. Like I can't wait till we all have like some really solid foundations and we're all like doing some shit besides just like shit posting on Twitter, you know, like we're all really fucking like made people, because that's how I look at it. Like right now I kind of look at all of us as like, I don't know, like adolescent entrepreneurs, I guess you'd call it. Like we're all kind of like learning the game, learning what it means to have your own capital, and fucking allocating that capital and pursuing what we want to do. And we're still at the point where like most of us don't know what the fuck we want to do. Like we're still figuring it out. Like you and I, dude, we have podcasts. Like I was telling Nico this Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning, and it was like, dude, like we are a production company. Like if all the pleb networks, like all the pleb podcasts and shows got together and united under one fucking channel, like we'd have a fucking $1 million like Bitcoin channel, dude. We'd be a huge Bitcoin production, like what Bitcoin Magazine, Citadel 21 is doing. Like we are the fucking media, guys. Like we are the ones shaping narratives. Everyone wants to be us. They're stealing our memes. They're stealing the fun we're having. Like they're trying to recreate everything we're doing. They just can't do it because they're not authentic like us, bro. Like everyone wants to be us. So like we can just take that to its inevitable extent and be like, all right, look, we're on the block. Fucking give us your money and we're gonna fucking promote this shit because we know how to fucking do it. People love us. Like, give me your money. I will do good with that money. You know, like I know there's rich people that want awareness of shit, bro. Like, give me an LC money. We'll make some scat memes. We will get all these degenerate people laughing. Like, I don't know. The best thing someone ever told me was that, like, you, me, I forget who else they said, like Nico and the Meme Factor, basically like the Joe Rogans of Bitcoin content. I'm like, holy shit. That's like the best fucking compliment I've ever heard in my life. It's kind of like Weidecker says it all the time. Like, we'd love to have a Bitcoin show that we don't talk about Bitcoin at all. Like, we could go up there and entertain you about everything but Bitcoin. But of course, we'll hit you with some Bitcoin shit. But like, it's inherent. Like, I kind of like the idea of hitting people with the Bitcoin content, but being indirect about it instead of being like, you know, like dollar cost average and low time preference and, you know, like economic digital scarcity and fucking the IMF and World Banks and fuck central bankers, down with the Fed. It's like, no, fuck all of them, dude. Like, I'm gonna meme them. Like, catch me if you can. like fucking stop my Bitcoin transactions. Like I'm gonna wear a mask, sunglasses, and hoodies and tell you to go fuck yourself because you can't cancel me. Like I think these countercultures is where it's at. And I think we need more of us to be like, fuck you guys. I am a free sovereign person. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, look, I said it last night on kindergarten. Shouts out to Bukele for what he's been doing on Twitter. But
Bukaki,
the World
shout
Bank,
out, bro.
yeah, the World Bank ain't gonna be playing with tweets soon, bro. They're sending economic henchmen down to Latin America, bro. Like either he already knows that's happening and he's got the nice Aikido going, or he's just fronting big time because they know they won't do any shit because he's just like a little fry and Russia's the big fish right now. So like I love what the bravado is, but the point is I think we need more of that bravado from all of us. And I shy away from it as well sometimes. Like, dude, I don't want the headaches. I like people not knowing who I am. Like I like entertaining you guys and partaking in the ridiculousness because it's fun, dude. Like half the time I forget people are watching us on Twitter. I just like see something funny and I'm like, oh my God, how can I one up LC right now? Like, how can I make this even funnier? Like, or how can I shock someone right now where they're gonna think like Optimus has lost his fucking rocket right now? Like, I love the fact that we can say anything on Twitter and they're like, oh yeah, they're just fucking around. Like, it's so fucking liberating. Like, literally, I can say like, it shocks me sometimes. Even when I feel like I'm wrong, I'm like, dude, there's no pushback. Like, what's wrong with you guys? It's like, yeah, Optimus is crying wolf over there. It doesn't even matter what the fuck he's saying. It's just he's still orange pilling you. Like, I'm still sending you in the right direction. It's like Dieter Bob. Remember when he would go around Twitter and be like, man, I fucking hate when everyone says yada yada is net positive. It's like, yeah, that shit's gay as fuck. But like, my stupidity is a net positive, bro. Like, I can act as retarded as I want to, and then people are like, yo, like, it's good for Bitcoin. I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm wrong here. Like, correct me. Like, I'm not infallible. Like, I mess up all the time. But I guess it's good for Bitcoin because people keep coming back and people keep listening. So I don't know what we're doing, LC, but I think we're doing something right. So fuck if I know, bro.
So
maybe.
I have three final thoughts here.
Let's go.
Shit, did I forget all three? No, the only one I can seem to remember right now. So that dude, this is how I am, right? This is how ADD I am. I thought of it like 10 minutes ago and I was like, yo, I gotta say this. So I kept repeating it in my head. Now it's the only one I can remember.
You gotta write them down, bro. That's how I do it on the pod. I do it all the time, dude. Like I fucking, but yeah, before you forget.
Yeah. So about like being in touch with self, and that dude Yogananda that I keep talking about, that dude actually decided to die. I don't know if you know that story about it.
I don't. I like where it's heading.
So he like got invited to speak to a bunch of senators and shit. This is a long time ago, maybe 60s, 70s. I think, I don't know, I could be way off on that. But he had this one girl for like the last 3 years of his life. He would just dictate to her and she would type, and that's where all his books come from.
Oh,
and
okay.
He like went to do this speech and she was like backstage with him, and he was like, listen, I just really want to say thank you for everything that you've done for me, and you've been a really great friend, and I'll see you in the next life. And she was like wicked confused, and he went out and he gave like this 40-minute speech, and at the end of his 40-minute speech, dude, he dropped dead on stage.
What?
Yes.
No way. Is this speech recorded?
I'm not sure if it's a video recording or not, but it's in that movie Awake.
Okay, wow.
Dude literally just decided to die. He was like, yep, I'm
trying
done.
To get on that level. I'm trying to get on that level, guys. Like, all right, so I'm really glad I did this. Like, I knew this was going to be a good conversation, but this conversation took a different turn than I thought it would, to be honest. But like, a great turn. I guess we're more soul brothers than I thought. But like, dude, that's like the level I'm trying to get on. I truly believe that that's possible. And even though like my rational brain tries to like rationalize that away, like I think that that's Like, I think we can do that. Like, I'm trying to do that. One day, guys. One day when I'm gonna put out some fire shit posts. It'll be my master opus. It'll be my masterpiece, guys. And then when I'm done, I'm just gonna fucking just like transcend through the ether, like that one Avengers movie where they're just like fizzle and I'm gone. And the myth of Optimus Fields just fucking is gone.
Just like that. Well, Optimus, thank you for taking the time, man, to come on. I appreciate it.
Dude, LC, I'll come on anytime. This has been dope.
You get through them books, we definitely got to do this again.
All right, dude,
I'll reread them too, so that way I'm fresh.
I got the complete Conversations with God, and I just gotta commit to spending like 1 monthly credit on this, LC. So
listen, commit, bro.
Commit. I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now.
I'll send you 50 sats if you do it. I'll send you 50 sats if you do it.
Hold on, dude. He's paying me sats, guys. Yo.
You got to stack sats, right? I'll send you 50 sats if you download that.
Look at this guy. This is such a good friend. He's encouraged me to read by incentivizing me with sats. All right, like it's done. Complete for Conversations with God. Let's go. Also, FYI, guys, I heard that there's like, if you guys are on Audible, I hear there's like a little hack, so you can take your credit, pick books, listen to them, and then return the books, and I guess you get the credit back. So we'll see. I'll try it out and I'll report back to you guys.
We'll update.
Yeah, we'll update. But I got it. All right, Elsie, you don't have to send me sats, bro. It's chill. I already did it. But
listen, bro, you send me an address, I'll shoot you the 50.
Send it to the Bitcoin kindergarten, and I'll split it with Weinicus.
Oh, then I'm definitely not sending it.
Yeah, fuck Weinicus.
Weinicus takes all my money in fucking what are those things? The lightning
coin flips.
Fuck off. Son of a bitch. He always wins.
Yeah, he's a degen with those coin flips.
Oh fuck. All right, bro. Thank you for coming on. And I'll catch you on Twitter.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Had fun. We'll do it again.
Word. Peace.
Fuck wasabi.